This is it. We're in. Now we're in.
We're here.
Okay. First of all, welcome. Mae Planert on the pod.
Thank you. Welcome, or welcome to myself. Hello.
You can welcome yourself.
Yeah.
There's no rules.
There's no rules. It's a beautiful apartment, I have to say.
Very nice apartment. It's very clean. My roommate's a little gay. And it's just, listen, it's what it is.
Is he actually gay or like gay in the cleanliness sense?
It's funny you bring that up. I had Ashley Gavin over. Okay. And then when she walked in, she goes, I didn't know your roommate was gay.
Oh, my God.
I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, there's a teddy bear on his bed.
Oh, whose was it? Was it his?
It's his. Oh, yeah. It's still there.
Why?
I think his nephew and niece.
That's even worse.
Something. They stuffed it. They did a Build-A-Bear maybe and gave it to him. And I was like, oh, no, that's his bear. And she's like, but he also has a word collage painting.
And like a mood board.
Yeah, he had it with a yarn.
Yeah.
Isn't that what girls do?
Yeah, they make like little horoscope charts for themselves with yarn and think they're like super original. They're like, I was born on July 10th at 8 a.m. and that makes me the only person with these traits. Like,
but like you find it on, now, what's girl Reddit?
Girl Reddit?
What's girl?
Pinterest?
That's what I call yeah. In my head, I call it girl Reddit.
Yeah, you can find all of these things. Actually, Max Spinelli has a full-ass tattoo on his arm that he got off
Friend
of
the
Girl
pod?
Reddit. Friend of the pod. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. What's the tattoo?
It's of the world, and so every girl that he sleeps with is like, oh, like, is this because you've traveled so much? And he's like, actually, no, I saw it on Pinterest. And I'm like, do they dry up and leave immediately?
And was it a girl? That's
yeah,
also a
the
question. I gotta have him on the pod. That kid.
Yeah, he's fast.
He's fast with it.
He's really fast.
Are you're recording a pod with him later after
I
this?
am recording a pod with him and Ben Kirschenbaum.
Ben Kirschenbaum, friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod, yeah. It's going to be good. I think it's going to be really fun. We're talking about unsolved mysteries, which is fun. But like silly ones, like not necessarily murders. Because here's the thing. We did a murder on the last one. Spoiler alert, talking about dead people and people dying, tough to make funny. I didn't realize how.
I mean, if you're not good enough, sure.
Yeah, okay. Well, you try.
Well, what do you think I'm talking about today? I'm talking about everyone that's been murdered.
Since coronavirus?
Yeah, we're going
by the
down.
US government?
By the U.S. government. Is that what you're talking about? Conspiracies?
Kind of, yeah. Or like unsolved things.
What's the first step about?
The first one?
First one,
oh my God. Have you ever heard of cattle mutilation?
I mean, I could piece it together.
No, I don't think you can. So,
Then fucking tell me.
Okay, so basically, people are finding their horses and shit like 200 yards away from their farm, and like their head will be severed, like skinned. There's no blood around them, and then they have no organs in them. But the incision is like perfect. So it's like, okay, one theory could be like cults, but like, can a cult really do something like that? And then the other theory is like aliens, which it's like yes or yes. So they're aliens.
Yes or yes.
Yes or yes. Yeah, so that's the first one that we explored. It was super fun. I mean, that's, I guess, kind of a gory topic, but like I can fuck around with like dead horses. And
How did you
shit.
get to, how is that the first one?
Because it's the best one. Are you kidding? That's my topic. I think
That's your topic?
It's amazing.
What are you doing in your free time?
You have no idea the extensive research. I have listened to countless podcasts on cattle mutilation. Ours are different than them, meaning that we don't provide as much context and it's not as good. But yeah, I've listened to so many. I'm like fascinated by this. I've listened to specific cases. Like there was this one case, like this horse named Lady. Whatever. You guys will listen to it on the pod.
Listen to the pod. Listen to the pod.
Yeah.
Plug the pod.
The pod is called We Were Had. And
it's a good name.
Yeah, it's fun. It's We Were Had, a podcast about unsolved mysteries that got us good.
But you're not. Now I think I know you well, but I don't know how well I know you. I don't think you're a conspiracy person.
Well, here's the thing. I don't believe in conspiracies. Like I would never put on social media that I believe in a conspiracy because I'm embarrassed about the backlash.
That's the worst type of conspiracy theorist to be. It's one that's not confident.
I'm not confident, but I find them fascinating. And like, I love going down like a rabbit hole where I'm like, is coronavirus real? You know what I mean? Or no, I'm just kidding. I mean, I do think it's real, but I do think like, I don't know. I mean, there could be some fluffing of numbers and stuff. I'm not opposed to.
Oh yeah, there's fluff.
There's fluff.
There's 100% peanut butter and fluff going on.
100%
with the numbers of COVID.
Yes,
it's neither here nor there.
Right.
Also, I'm not a doctor. I don't know exactly. Like, I'm not an epidemiologist, but on my last episode, again, which I had to delete, I'm talking about both episodes I had to not publish. Polzello was in China during last December, a year ago.
Oh, really?
And he was like, I don't know if they knew about COVID then. And I was like, oh, they knew.
No.
They still know, and they knew before.
And they created it.
There we go. We went there, baby.
And I mean it. Like, what is there?
Oh, 100% they made it. Well, did they
that,
make it? Do you think that they made it, or do you think wet market?
I think crazier things have happened than like somebody making a whatever, like what would you call that? A virus of mass destruction.
I mean, yeah, it's chemical.
Yeah.
It's chemical
warfare,
biomedical warfare.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we are not good conspiracy theorists because we're unsure of the field we're in right now.
I don't spend enough time on Reddit. Actually,
Pinterest.
I tried to start like a conspiracy Instagram for my cat. So my cat's name is Greg. The Instagram, God, I'm like so like stupid today. The Instagram is called Greg Cute Anon. So it's supposed to be like a cat that's QAnon. But then once I posted it, I realized I was like, I have no content for this cat because I don't know anything about QAnon. And then, so I was like, let me go onto some of these like forums. But then I was like, oh, I don't want to get radicalized because then next thing you know, I'm going to be fucking QAnon.
I like how you don't even believe in yourself not to buy into it. You're like, I'm very open to this.
I am a dumb person. I don't have enough like self-confidence to know, like I could watch something horrible. I'm like, Candace Owens got some good points. I'm like, no, Mae, no. Like you have to fucking think for yourself, you dumb bitch. But, so I didn't even want to go through that like rabbit hole. So I haven't been, but then I went on to Reddit. Turns out QAnon is a lot more anon than you think it is because I was trying.
Oh, anonymous. Is that what anon means?
Yeah. Duh. Right.
I'm not diving into the forums, Mae.
Okay. So then I go onto Reddit and I try to look up all these QAnon things. And the only things that I could find were like support groups for people that were like, I've lost my boyfriend and my father to QAnon. Like, how do I get them back? Yeah, it's pretty good material, but I don't know what the theories are still. So my Instagram is suffering.
What does the Q stand for?
I don't know. I think that I actually have no idea. I think that the Q is supposed to be like one person. It's kind of like A in what's that like Three Girls. What the fuck am I talking about? That like Disney show with all the hot teenagers. Hot teenagers Disney show. And it's like Pretty Little Liars.
Not a Disney show.
What is it?
It was ABC Family.
Oh, okay.
AKA Freeform right now.
Okay. Do you watch it?
My sister was into it.
Okay.
I know there's like a hot half black girl.
Yeah.
There's a blonde girl.
And then there's a really, really hot like Lucy
Shay
Hale. Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah.
They're all hot. They're all beautiful teenagers.
Are they teenagers?
No.
It's because, let's retract. They're all beautiful.
Also, that will fuck with your head. Also, Euphoria. Those are some sexy ass teens.
I never watched Euphoria.
Oh.
I know.
It's amazing.
Is it that good?
First of all, it's just a really good show, I think. It's like a little corny sometimes, but it's a pretty good show. And then secondly, everyone on it is ridiculously hot, and you get to watch these teenagers have sex.
Zendaya, right?
Yeah.
She's banging Zendaya?
I don't think she actually bangs. No, she bangs the trans girl in it.
What?
I think. Am I remembering that correctly, or was that a dream?
Call us in if Mae got that wrong there.
That could have just been a dream. I don't know.
That's funny that you just write down your dreams. That becomes the Euphoria. Yeah. This is a Euphoria. No, I never. I saw Zendaya. Greatest Showman was the last thing I saw her in.
Oh, I didn't see
that.
With
Efron.
Yeah.
I'm a big Efron guy. So anything with Efron.
You know what is infuriating about Efron is I've seen him on some like reality shows, and he's actually a funny guy.
What reality shows is Efron in?
He was in a reality show it was like him and I think Bear Grylls or some other like outdoorsy guy, and they were like spending a bunch of time outdoors, and he was like super likable, super charming, really funny.
Is that the Netflix one?
Maybe.
Why am I pointing at my TV? Point at my TV to be in Netflix.
Yeah, I think I mean maybe there's a new one, but this was like a really long time ago and it was on like Discovery Channel or something. But I was like, You're not allowed to be that hot and also have a great personality.
He looks fun. He dyed his hair blonde, which I was like, if you couldn't get cuter, Efron,
yeah, I mean, that
you
was
fucking
nice.
nailed it right there.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a reality show fan, and I know. First of all, thank you for sharing my Bachelorette.
Oh, you're welcome.
Post. You don't watch Bachelorette?
No, I do.
Oh, you do?
I do. Yeah.
Boom! Boom! I didn't think we were
Yes.
going to go down this hill.
I love Bachelorette.
All right, so tonight is the finale.
Yes.
Tonight's the finale.
I haven't seen the latest one, but I can surmise, I guess. Like,
Right. I think
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched my stories that I put up. I do spoil.
yeah, you do spoil if
do
someone's not watching it, but also like, who cares? Like, I don't watch it. I kind of know what's gonna happen anyway. It's still enjoyable to watch, even if I know who's going home.
Right. It's well, now this is what's your feelings? Tonight's the finale. I don't know if I said that.
I think that you know how like they send all those clips about her dad that's like, don't be with this one specific guy. I think that he's talking about the addiction specialist.
Yes, Zach.
Yeah.
Zach, ZAC. What a dick.
What a dick. And then also he's from Jersey, and his whole
Yep.
hometown date was like, I'm going to bring you around to get like New York pizza. I'm like, ugh. It's such like a person from like Connecticut pretending they're from New York date.
Such. I love that you said that because you're a Boston girl
Yeah.
in New York.
Yeah, yeah.
So I use it. You're like, I self-identify.
Right.
Yeah, he like caught a cab. I'm like, who catches cabs anymore?
That's what I was going to say. I was like, I would be the worst bachelorette ever because I would be like, well, just get a fucking Uber. What are you talking about? Like, why would I ever?
You'd find the flaws
Yeah, yeah.
in the date.
Yeah, and then I saw on your stories, you said you were like, what the fuck are these bagel toppings? It was like fruit.
Strawberries, gummy bears,
Disaster.
gummy worms. Yeah, what? And she's like, I want a blueberry bagel. If I was him,
Ugh.
and I don't advocate for this, I would have hit her. I would have punched her square in the jaw. Blueberry bagel?
I mean, what is that? I could see a blueberry bagel if they're baked in, and then you have like some sort of like, and then regular cream cheese on it. But on top,
What?
You don't think so? Like a cinnamon raisin bagel, but just with blueberries.
Are you advocating for the cinnamon raisin bagel?
I like cinnamon raisin bagels. You know?
Wow, you just got trash.
Oh, wow.
Which is another subject I was going to get to later.
Yeah, yeah.
So is in Boston, is this allowed, a blueberry bagel?
No. I've never seen one before, but I'm just like, I'm thinking like maybe that could be okay because I'm thinking cinnamon raisin bagels.
Have you ever had a French toast bagel?
No, but that sounds incredible.
God, you're trash. That's so trash. So now, do you know who's left in Bachelorette?
The half black, half Filipino guy. I can't remember his name,
Ivan.
and that sounds horrible.
That's who he is.
Identifying by race.
No one's listening to this and going, "Oh, who is that? Ben?" No, we know who it is. It's Ivan.
Is the guy that? Oh, who else is fucking on there? And then the addiction specialist, and then the guy with the curly hair who's like gay as fucking night is dark or whatever the fuck that saying is.
Gay as day and dark as night.
Yeah, yeah.
Brendan.
Brendan. He's out of there, huh?
Who's a math guy.
Oh, yeah, he's from Mass, which is shocking because I'm like, you're such a fucking pussy. But then he's like a roofer, and I'm like, what? Like, you're so not like.
Do you think he's a roofer? I don't think he's a roofer.
This is what I think. I think he probably worked for his dad for like one summer in high school as a roofer, like helped his dad's roofing company, and then he didn't have a job ever since, and now he calls himself a roofer on the show.
That's sadder than being a roofer.
Oh, it's way worse.
He couldn't put former roofer.
It's better than, or it's worse than being an addiction specialist.
That is the craziest thing. How no one's called him out. Like, oh, you're a doctor? And he's like, no.
No.
They're like, oh, so how are you an addiction specialist? He's like, oh, I did heroin. That's how I know.
I am very good at differentiating the different strands of heroin when I was sticking H into my penis fucking veins or whatever.
Jesus, did they talk about that on The Bachelorette? Did I miss that part?
No, that was his intervention episode that I caught. So
great show.
Oh, great
Intervention.
Show. Talk about a good show.
Talk about a show that you know how it's going to end every time, and you still watch it. It's like Hoarders.
Yeah. Oh, that show was gross though. I couldn't watch it before bed. Obviously, it's like makes you feel like stuff's like crawling on you.
Oh yeah. I can see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
So who do you? So okay. So we do.
Sorry.
Well, so no. Now Brendan.
Yes.
Out.
He's out. I saw that on your story.
Yes.
I'm still gonna watch the episode, but I do know that. Of course. Yeah.
Brendan's out. Did you see who's back in?
Yeah, the big neckline guy.
Yes. Swoop.
What is up with that?
Oh my! But he's a very odd story, May.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, he said that he was bulimic.
Correct.
Yes.
He's talked about so much in his life. Do you know what his job is? Job description on it?
No. What is it?
Military veteran.
Oh my God.
He's like, oh yeah, my biggest struggle was bulimia. And I was
Oh.
like, talk about when you got shot at.
He's like, Iraq was a fucking breeze, but when I was barfing up these blueberry bagels, it was NBD.
He eats the blueberry bagels.
Dude, this is the thing about male eating disorders and whatever. This is probably not a good thing to say, but it's so funny to me. Like, men are like, I had to like count my calories to like lose weight, and so I like had to suffer with anorexia. I'm like, that's just being on a diet. You had a strict diet and you thought about what was going into your body. Like, welcome to being a woman from age fucking 12 on. Like,
Maybe even earlier.
Maybe even earlier.
You?
I mean, I got my period when I was like 11.
Is that early?
Yeah, really early. And my mom blamed it. My mom was like, I knew I shouldn't have given her like milk with the hormones in it. Like, that's what she blamed it on. She thought that my mom was like poisoning my uterus with hormones from the milk.
All right, we're already there. We'll go back to Bachelorette later, but we're already on it because your parents are wild.
Wild.
Yeah, I was going to get to this, but we're already here and I like it. Okay, so okay. I'm trying to figure out what you just said. So your mom, period at 11 is early.
Very early. Most girls don't get their period until like 14, 15.
Really?
Yeah.
I would think that's late. 14, 15.
It's on the later end, but like if you're getting your period before like 13, it's definitely early.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you got it at 11, and then your mom, who is she I can't get a feeling on her.
Okay, like a health nut, you mean?
Is she a health nut or is she like calorie restrictions? What's her deal?
I would say both. Like she's big into calorie restrictions. Like I'll tell you. So like when I was growing up, I was obviously a girl, so I was like, I'm not gonna eat anything ever, and like whatever as girls do when they're young.
Right.
And then I went to the doctor, and this is the type of person that my mom is. So I grew 2 inches, but I lost weight. So the doctor was like, oh, can I talk to your mom privately? And I was like, sure. So then my mom goes in there, and then they're in there for like 10 minutes, and they come out. My mom's like, you know what? You can go to fucking hell, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then so we leave, we get into the car, and I was like, what happened in there? And she goes, he tried to tell me that you don't eat enough. And then I was like, what about all those fucking porkers in the waiting room? Are you having the same conversation with them? And I was like, Mom, you should be concerned about my health, not like...
Why are we comparing me to the rest of everyone in their children?
Their children.
In there.
And my mom's like, they're never going to get fucking laid. Have you seen that kid out there?
Your mom's whole intention was for you to have sex.
She's like, my daughter is sexy. You have a problem with that? I think you have a problem because you're too turned on, which actually is a great segue into my next thing, where my pediatrician.
Oh, I didn't know where you were going to go with that one when you said ped.
Well, that's exactly where I'm going.
Oh, no.
My pediatrician got popped for pedophilia.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I've known you for like 3 years. I'll hear about this story.
Isn't that crazy?
Go on with it. What happened here?
So I don't know like the full story, but apparently he was like being inappropriate with people. Like he's in jail. Like he went to jail.
Yeah, that's what happens to pedophiles, Mae. They go to prison.
Well, I mean, he had like a pretty good out. He could be like, I was doing an exam inside of her vagina with my dick, or whatever.
Thank God you're not in law, because what a shit defense that would be.
But I don't know what exactly happened. But yeah, it's kind of funny like looking back on it, because I'm like, nothing happened with me, obviously. Like, or not, maybe not obviously.
That you remember.
That I remember. Yeah, I blocked it out. Don't worry about it. But
you were too thin.
Yeah. I remember remember you get checked for scoliosis all the time as a kid?
Yeah.
Like constantly checking for scoliosis.
Very odd.
Didn't it feel like that?
It's so odd. That's the disease you're checking on?
Every 6 months, it's like line up for the gym and everyone's going to fucking check you for scoliosis, whatever. But anyway, so I remember going in and getting checked for scoliosis. And it was like normal, like you'd bend over in like a gown and they could like see your spine.
Oh, you did a gown?
Yeah.
You went to private school. Yeah, gown money.
Yeah, no, I mean like a hospital gown, not like a fucking formal gown.
No, well, yeah, I don't expect you're dressing for the cotillion and going to get your spine checked.
No, but this was actually so. And then I remember I was like at school, we're getting checked, and my friend was like, I just got checked by the doctor, and she had the same doctor, and she was like, you know when they make you like get naked and walk across the room on your tippy toes? And I was like, no. I have no idea what you're talking about. So maybe she got diddled. I don't know.
Wait, did you break the news? Who broke the news?
What do you mean? Like who like outed him?
Yeah, who I guess who
I
outed him.
don't know because I was in college by the time. So I hadn't seen him in like, 5 years or whatever since then. But like it came out in the newspaper and my mom like fucking loves gossip. She's like, guess who's hitting their wife? It's this person. Guess who, whatever. Oh my God, you'll never believe this. Your pediatrician who we trusted and I brought you to your entire life. Fucking kids. Never believe. And I'm like, why are you so excited to tell me this?
Oh, she was excited to tell you.
She couldn't wait. She called me like immediately. She was like, I have the hottest gossip. Like, this is going to blow your mind and make your day. Like, she was thrilled.
Make your day?
She was thrilled to tell me.
Imagine if she found out which kids he fucked. Oh my God.
Oh my God. We would talk about it every Christmas. I would be like, all right, we go down like, the story of my sister's birth and then the story about my pediatrician. Like, do your parents repeat stories?
Oh,
constantly.
consistently.
It's brutal. If I'm there for like more than 3 days, I'll hear the same story 80 times. Like, at least once every meal.
They're trying to workshop. They sound like they're workshopping stories.
Truly.
They're like, remember, like they're trying to get their timing back on.
Yeah, exactly.
What was I gonna say? This might be a stupid question, and I don't even know if you're qualified to answer this question.
Probably not.
If you're a pedophile,
yeah,
do you stick with one gender?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like they do. It seems like when you hear about pedophiles, it's either like Catholic priests diddling boys, or like an uncle diddling girls or whatever.
Yeah, the uncle rarely diddles the boys.
Rarely diddles the boys. Ugh, God.
And the priests always diddle the boys.
Yeah, but I think that's just because it's like altar boys. Are there altar girls?
Maybe
they just.
Aren't you Catholic?
No, I never went to. I wasn't baptized or anything.
What were you raised?
Nothing.
Well, I guess nothing if you weren't even baptized.
Yeah, I wasn't raised anything.
Wait, Boston kid.
Yeah.
Private school Boston kid.
Yeah.
No religion.
No religion.
You go to a Catholic school?
No, I went to like a regular, whatever you call that, like agnostic school. Like it's like a prep school. So it didn't have a religious affiliation.
I assumed all prep schools also had religious affiliation.
A lot of them do. Like it's like St. Lawrence, like whatever, whatever. But mine did not. So
interesting. So that's because you're a very tough nut to crack.
Yeah, you can't really like put me into a category. Like I'm not like, I don't know, the ditzy comic or the whatever comic, which is why I suffer in bookings. But part of the reason why I suffer in bookings is
we're not good.
It's because you can't fit me into a category that will like fit nicely on a lineup. But yeah, I am.
Female usually works.
Female works. That's true. I do have a vagina, but I'm straight, so that sucks.
Yeah, that's not helping.
Straight and white. Ugh.
Oh my God, the worst.
The worst. I saw somebody posted, they were like, rich white girl comedy is so over. I was like, fuck.
Just when I was about to thrive. Hey, Adam.
Yeah. I was like, there's a market. Come on.
Yeah, girls gotta eat. Guys,
totally.
we fucked all of them.
All of them.
Rich white girl comedy.
Yeah, I love it. It's my sense of humor.
But you're very, because your money. You're old. Are you old money?
No.
Which is another thing I can't get a feeling of.
So I'm kind of this weird like juxtaposition because my family has money, but the way that we have money is because we own a tow trucking business.
Yes.
So it's like my grandfather was an alcoholic tow trucking guy, and like he just had like a few wreckers and would like go around Cape Cod like picking people up out of ditches, including most of my own family that like got in drunk driving
alcoholics.
accidents. Yeah, alcoholics. He'd like this is talk about white privilege. He'd be like, oh, all the time the cops would pull me over, and then I'd open up my door and all these beer cans would fall out. He's like, and it was just whatever. They would just drive me home. I'm like, uh-oh.
Isn't that just like, Boston, though? That's like the Boston
Boston
culture.
Yeah, and they were kind of in, like, cahoots with one another because, like, tow truck drivers, cops, it's just sort of, like, a relationship there. Like,
right. They all grew up together. Yeah, it's all the same.
Exactly.
Thing.
So, whatever. But that's the way that we have money. So we're very, like, blue-collar, but then at the same time, successful monetarily wise. But, like...
This all makes sense now because I'm like, yeah, she has money. You can tell she grew up with a good education, but at the same time, she has that trash genetics that I have.
Oh, it's in there. It's ingrained.
Right. I could look into your eyes and see. I'm like, but She's not all class.
No.
There's
God,
some
no.
trash.
Not even close. It's like definitely very trash is in my DNA.
Is your mom trash?
My mom is trash.
Your mom trash also. Her family trash? Her money? Her family money or trash?
Yeah, so my mom is trash and she's the side that's the tow truck business. And then my dad is from Chicago, but like a shitty neighborhood in Chicago. There's like 6 kids, single mom. The dad like ran out on them kind of thing. Irish Catholic, alcoholics.
Yeah.
You have to be an alcoholic to be in our family. That's why I'm an alcoholic. But yeah. So both sides have their own like set of trash, but my dad's side is a little bit more like they have degrees and stuff. Like my dad's an engineer. My aunts are like what do you call them? They make buildings. The fuck do you call that?
Architect.
I know.
Or engineer also.
Yeah, I don't know.
What the fuck was that? You didn't know that. How did you not know architect?
Listen, I was reaching for it.
I saw you physically reached for it.
Listen, I did not inherit that gene. That's why I'm not an architect. Okay.
But now, because you also have a sister, smart kid.
She was like, you know what? We're smart in different ways. I would say like she's not the best. Like she can get good grades. She always got good grades.
Gotcha.
So she can like follow a formula to get where she needs to go. She's a teacher. She's like that type of personality. And I have the complete opposite personality where like my brain just challenges things. That's why I'm like conspiracies. Ooh, what's this? Like maybe that's what the real like reality is. I like to challenge what is like common thought. Yeah, exactly. And she like loves the status quo. She loves the straight line. She loves like even though I make no money, this is how much money I'm going to make, and if the benefits are this, and like so she's not a risk taker.
Right, she likes to be just fucking down the middle, predictable. Loves the predictability.
Yeah.
Predictability? That's a word, right?
That's a word.
We didn't know fucking architect 2 minutes ago. Also, her husband makes money.
Her husband makes money, thank God, because holy shit.
Now, this is a good story that I very much enjoyed you telling me. When you went to their country club.
Oh, yes.
This is fantastic.
Okay, so my sister's husband, his last name is Pesco Solito. So
Jesus, that's greasier than I thought it was.
Yeah, spicy. And, and we went to this really they're a part of this really waspy country club that's just like down the street from their house. And they just had a baby who's really fucking cute. And me, Mark, who's my boyfriend, and then the two of them went to this country club.
No parents.
Well, because they're members of the country club. My sister.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my sister and her husband just joined because he really likes to golf. So they're like, okay, I guess we'll just fucking join this country club because it's down the street from their house. So So that's why there's like people are like, what is up with this young family? Because they're usually like a bunch of like fucking Q-tips over there getting their like salmon and coffee for lunch.
Wait, what's Q-tips?
Old people. You ever heard that expression?
No, but I love it.
Isn't it great?
I'm so taking Q-tips.
I think my grandmother actually coined that. She's the only person I've heard say that, and I love it. She's like, it's just me and a bunch of Q-tips at this fucking.
I love that.
Yeah.
Shout out Grandma Planert.
Yeah, shout out. Actually, Grandma Buckler. That's my mom's side.
Buckler.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
Yeah, actually, my mom's nickname in high school, she likes to tell us, was Jean Fuckler.
Your mother told you that.
My mom told
Your mother told you her nickname was Fuckler.
Yeah, and she was like, everyone teased me because I was a hoa. And I'm like,
oh, she. No wonder why she's worried about your fuckability. She's worried about her own reputation, her own legacy.
She has to maintain her legacy. That's the thing. But what was I saying? Oh, so
country club, golf.
We're at the country club.
Keep going. I'm swiping up on this. It's annoying.
Oh, yeah. No worries. And so this couple comes up to them because like they're 32. They're like a young looking couple and there's not many young looking people there. So like they were like, oh, who are you here with? Because we had a few drinks and like we were like not even being loud. We were just having a regular conversation, but it's like so fucking stuffy there.
I mean, half Italian, half Irish family, and you're telling me you're not being loud? And
also Mark is just like, hey, like what? Like
I wouldn't expect him to be loud compared to
his voice carries.
At the very
and then he's like queef and jizz and what and like. You know.
Yeah, I could see that being a problem.
So then this woman comes over and she's like, who are you guys here with? And they're like, oh, actually, we're like new members. And they were like, what's the last name? They were like so skeptical. They were like, what do you think? We fucking like scaled the fence to get into this overpriced place? What are you talking about? And they were like, oh, it's Pesco Solito. They go, Jesus, what's your baby's name? Luigi? And they were like, what?
Isn't it like Pasquale or something, or like Giovanni?
No, it's oh my God, I can't think of it. Charlie.
Oh, Charlie.
God, I hope my sister doesn't listen to this episode.
I'll edit the past 2 seconds, but I won't.
No, it's fine. Charlie Pesco Solito. So those two names don't match together, but
is it Pesco hyphen Solito?
No, Pesco Solito, one word, which I think in Italian basically means fish salad.
I'll tell my roommate's not here. Fuck, the one time he's not here.
Is he's Italian?
Oh, yeah, it's 100% Sicilian.
Wow.
Real greaseball. But you can't tell. He's pale with freckles.
Oh, that's weird.
Very odd, but he makes a fucking sauce. I'll tell you that much.
All right.
And usually makes a good charcuterie board for the Bachelorette finale.
Oh, hell yeah.
The one fucking time he leaves.
Yeah.
And then you went back. Didn't they give you another hard time? Or am I making that one up?
No, I think you're making that one up.
I made that one up.
Yeah, you made that one up. But yeah, we thought that was so funny. We were like, my God, we're giving it a whirl. We named him fucking Charlie. Like, Jesus.
You gave him a wasp name for a greaseball last name.
Yeah, they almost named him like Gino or something like that.
Yep.
And then my sister's, or what was it? Something like even worse. Something like even more guinea than that. And
jeez.
Yeah.
Then Gino?
Then Gino. It was something insane. And my sister's husband was like, I can't do this. This is insane. Like
I have to save my son.
Yeah, exactly. But he was like, yeah, he's not going to get any jobs. I was like, what? Like, what are you living in the 50s? Like, this is insane.
He's like, they're still hanging Italians in Louisiana. You're like, relax.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Also, why did your dad, because I've been fixed on this, why did he leave Chicago for Boston? Because that's like a lateral move.
I think it's a downgrade, actually.
Ooh.
Right. I mean, Chicago's a great city.
I've never been.
It's like a clean New York. And it has
really?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really beautiful. And then there's like a really big lake and you can do like a bunch of water sports and that. I mean, it is fucking freezing as shit most of the time, but so is Boston.
I just know that they dyed the river green on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, that's fun.
To me, it can't get more trash than that.
It's disgusting.
It's there in Tampa.
I go, that's so fun. And you were like, it's trash.
Right, because I'm trying to break out of this culture, all right? And you're pulling me back in.
I enjoy it. Listen, it makes us fun.
Yeah, but you have the money to enjoy it. Like, to be...
Not really, though. I don't make that much money.
No, but like you... not because culturally, we're both trash.
Yes.
But your family got the money.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it, yeah.
You have higher trash taste.
Yeah.
Am I making sense?
Yeah,
with this?
like we've been able to be successful on our trash heap.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like you stay at the Grand Floridian when you go to Disney.
Oh.
I stay on the campus.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Does that make sense? That might not have been the best explanation.
I get what you're putting down.
You get what I'm picking up?
Yeah.
What I'm picking up, putting down?
Yes.
Because you're also... Something you don't talk about. What I think is the funniest parts about you. You played hockey your whole life.
Oh yes, yeah. I don't really talk about that, but it was a huge part of my life, which is such a I don't know. It was fun. I didn't think much about it. Like I was the only girl on the boys' team, and I didn't think anything about it at all. Like I wasn't like one of these girls that was like, I'm a feminist. Like I don't fucking. Who gives a shit? I don't know. And I feel the same way about comedy now, where people are like, how does it feel to be the only girl on a lineup? I'm like, feels great. I'm glad I'm booked. I don't know.
Right. It's working out in my favor. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Keep it down. I hope they don't book someone else.
Right. Yeah. Everyone's like, everything needs to be gender fluid. And you're like, it has to be very segregated.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, listen, my identity is I'm a woman, and that's how I get on shows. So please, let's not fuck with that equation, please. And for no other reason, let's be honest.
And you also played goalie.
I did play goalie.
Why?
Actually, I played goalie because when we were in mini mites, which is what it's called.
That's right.
When you're like 5 or whatever, which is adorable.
The rankings for hockey is hilarious.
Yeah, it's really cute. It's like mini mites, peewees. Bantams, midgets. Yeah. And
I always have fun with that.
Midgets?
I think and then U18.
Yeah, okay. But I was the only, because I was taller than everybody else because I'm a girl and they're boys, and usually like we get taller. And then so the goalie equipment, I was the only one who fit into it. So then I just became a goalie, and then I just like took off. My parents were like, God fucking damn it, because it's so much more expensive to be a goalie than
So much more expensive.
So much more expensive. And they were like, ugh. But whatever. They didn't tell me no, and then I was just a goalie forever.
Right. And then, now correct me if I'm wrong. Another story I love that you tell.
Yes. I know what you're
Do
saying.
you know where I'm going? So
I know where you're going.
Take it away.
All right. Okay. So I was a goalie on a boys team forever, and I made this like traveling boys team that was pretty fucking good, if I do say so myself. Shout out Bridgewater Bandits.
There you go.
And I was like the number 2 goalie on the team, and so we would like travel around places, and they would make me get dressed in like the ladies' restroom because obviously I couldn't be with the boys. I was like 14, and I had like boobs in a period and a tampon.
3 years into the period.
Yeah, 3. I was heavy flow at that point.
Oh.
Or you know.
I don't know.
Whatever. Yeah.
I don't know if heavy flow, medium flow.
Super tampons. Okay. So so I'm in like these changing rooms, and my dad was like, you know what, fuck this, like you deserve your own locker room. So my dad's like fighting for me for like the coach and everything. He's like it needs to be that when Mae goes places, like she gets her own locker room, and then right before the game when everyone has their stuff on, she can come in and like you can do like your little coach speech or whatever, but she needs her own locker room because it's uncomfortable and just a pain in her ass.
Fair.
So he fights for this.
Right.
I get my own locker room. First thing I do with this is I invite the other goalie from the team into the locker room, and we lose our virginities.
That, if you were to ask me, how do you think a trash bag from Boston loses their virginity? I would say probably the female goalie asked the male goalie to go into her locker room.
That would be a bit, and people would be like, haha, that's so absurd. And that's exactly what I did.
Right, and then you went to Dunks afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Yes, crush some culottes and had some buffalo chicken mac and cheese afterwards.
Wait.
No, not really. Not seriously. Wait, what are you saying?
Dunkin' has buff mac and cheese?
No.
Oh.
No. I just mean it's a Boston thing.
That's
like,
a Boston thing?
Buffalo chicken's a Boston thing, isn't it?
I assumed it was from Buffalo.
I mean, I think it was perfected in Boston.
That's such a Boston thing to say. We perfected it.
Listen, it's our thing now. Even though it's named after your city. It's our thing now.
Yeah, fuck Buffalo, though. That's a real trash hole.
That's horrible. It's like Rochester. Ugh.
Oh, my God. Have you been?
Yes. Also, what's the other one?
Syracuse?
Syracuse. Oh, horrible. I know your girlfriend's from there, but don't.
Yep.
That is the worst fucking city I've ever been to.
Worse than Rochester or Buffalo?
Yes.
Really?
I mean, I think, yeah, it's horrible. It's the worst city ever.
I'm going to have to ask you why.
There's a mall.
There is a mall.
And there's a barbecue place that also exists here.
Dinosaur. Well, that's the original dinosaur up there.
Yeah, but who gives a shit? Like, you could still, like, you know what I mean? I don't go to the dinosaur here because it's not fucking that good.
In the grand scheme of barbecue.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's
like, not the greatest.
If I'm going to get barbecue, I'm going to be, I don't know, Texas or something.
I mean, of course. But as someone who went to college up there, where our city was Syracuse, that says a lot about where I went to college. Also, my job opportunities.
Yeah.
But that was like you're like, oh, we're going to Dinosaur. People were like, wow.
Really?
You have a job? Like how are you going to Dinosaur?
It's really expensive, right?
It is for Syracuse.
For Syracuse, yeah.
It's kind of expensive. Also, yeah, the mall, because you've been to the comedy club there.
Yes.
Historically known as the worst comedy club in America.
It's awful.
Which surprises me, because I don't understand why people wouldn't laugh.
I think it's more that there's a bunch of like they give out like paper tickets, so they like paper the fucking mall with tickets basically. So like they're not like they're not people there for comedy.
It's funny you say it because I started dating my girlfriend and she's still living in Syracuse, and she's once she started dating me, coming to all the shows, she started going to the club.
No. Oh god.
And I was like, why are you going to the club now? She's like, oh well, I get free tickets, I might as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I guess that's the exact problem.
That's the problem, is that there's a bunch of Q-tips in there with their free tickets and their fucking, no laughing and not getting jokes and whatever. But
that makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's like and I'm specifically talking about the comedy club now because I know my girlfriend's gonna give me an earful about this. But it's stuck in between a a go-kart track.
I've been on that go-kart track. It's kind of fun. That, I'll give it to you guys. That's fun.
The go-kart track?
I had a good time at the go-kart.
God, you're trash. Yeah, the go-kart track, and then next to it was a fucking Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville.
Yes, I can picture it. You're taking me back, and it was hell. Like, that is horrible.
But it does have, like, fancy-ish lighting. I was like, you're trying to make trash class?
Yeah.
Just embrace. I'm a big embrace guy.
Yeah. I kind of like going to cities that are like, I would never like on purpose go to Syracuse. You know what I mean? So it's kind of,
right.
It's fun to go to cities. I went to Grand Rapids a few years ago and I was like, every city has like something to offer except for Syracuse.
But then what does Rochester or Buffalo offer? Because this is what you're talking
also
to my
nothing.
demo now. Because they're all from all over the state, most of them.
I mean, also not much.
Yeah, not
I mean,
just.
like, I'm not advocating for them. They're probably honestly on the same.
I would say, without the mall, Syracuse has got
oh my God.
Nothing. But they got the mall, which is why I give it over Rochester. Buffalo.
Ooh.
Sucks.
Why would you live in Buffalo?
When you don't have enough money to leave.
Yeah. I mean, God damn it. I'd rather live in like Flint.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
I was going to go down a racial route, but
oh, God.
Pulling it in. Also, because it wouldn't make any sense. I do know a guy, I'm not going to say the name, professional athlete from your area. Played on the Rangers and now on the Bruins. Now on the Sabres.
Okay.
Apparently, my buddy is best friends with him.
Yeah.
Goes to Buffalo to visit him. And he's like, oh, so how do you like Buffalo?
Yeah.
And the guy's like, did you notice driving here? Did you see anything that stuck out? And he's like, no, I didn't see anything. He goes, exactly.
Oh, that's a good line.
That's the problem with this place. He's like, not only is there nothing going on, there's no people.
Yeah.
Is
it just like families and like, what is it?
The people I know from Buffalo, they're teachers. They're fucking... Yeah. I haven't gone into depth on my hatred of teachers. Do you want to go into it?
Let's go into it. We can cut it out if we want to, but also, I don't fucking care.
I've said it passively on here.
I mean, people know.
People know. And the thing is, and I told my parents this last week, and including my sister. My mom and sister are both teachers.
Okay.
I don't hate teachers, but I don't respect them.
No, I hate them. No,
I'm
just kidding.
Go for it. Well, your sister's a teacher.
Yeah.
Let's go back and say
it's
that.
It's not that I don't. I just don't like the mentality. I feel like they have a very like woe is me mentality. It's almost like they took the job specifically so that they can complain for the rest of their lives. Where they're like, they take this job in teaching and then they're like, God, I just have to be around kids all day and I don't make any money. And I'm like, what reality did you think was going to happen when you went to school to be a teacher? Did you think you were going to be like rolling in dough and like flying on yachts? What the fuck what were you expecting?
Right. You studied colors for 4 years. Let's put everything into perspective.
Yeah.
And say you had an easy college education.
Right.
Let's do that. But the thing with me is, and this is from Long Island. Now, this is where Long Island kind of separates itself. Our teachers, like my high school teachers, made $120 to $180K a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good.
Very good. And my sister's on track to make a very similar situation. So it's like, what are you bitching about?
What the fuck are you bitching about? I know it's a hard job and like I talk shit about it, but at the same time, I could never do that job for many reasons. I would probably get arrested for some reason for something I said in the classroom. But like, I don't know. Like that seems like a really high number for me. $180,000 just to like, I don't know.
But that's... My thing is, why is teaching difficult? In your opinion, why would you say teaching's difficult?
I would say teaching would be difficult because you do the same thing every year. It's really fucking boring. You have to...
I would say that's a positive.
Yeah.
Because once you're tenured, that's what's even crazier.
Yeah, it's when you're tenured, you're cruising.
You're forever.
Yeah.
How is that okay?
I don't get it.
You work, it's not even like you work 20 years.
Yeah.
You're tenured. It's you work 4 years.
That's it?
I think so.
No, I think it's 10 years.
My mom's going to tell me that that's wrong. Also, half of my audience is teachers.
Oh, God. Half of your audience is from Rochester. The other half is from just teachers.
And a quarter of them are Rochester teachers.
Oh, no. They're going to hate me. They're going to be like, never have that fucking cunt on again.
I don't think you're being invited to Rochester anytime soon, so don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I'm not going.
That's right. You're not losing fucking anything.
I'm not going. So.
Yeah, it's like 4 years, and then they're like, yeah, you're in.
I just feel like they complain a lot, and like every job there's something to complain about, but like especially when I'm in mixed company and other people don't work at my job, I'm not going to be like, God, there's this girl at my job and she's driving me crazy, but like nobody cares. But like teachers will be like, they'll bring up their job and then talk to you about teaching for a wicked long time, and I'm like, I don't work at your school. I'm not interested in this conversation. Yeah, I'm not interested in Billy's autism or whatever the fuck you want. It's like, I don't know, right? Do you feel the same way?
Basically, to me, it's like, oh, these kids are so much of a handful. Yeah, they're kids.
You're watching like 30 children at a time.
Right.
That would suck. But like that's sort of what you signed up for. That's exactly what you signed up for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You knew this wasn't a curveball.
No.
That you weren't expecting here.
No.
Let's be honest with why you signed up for this job. You wanted summers off and to work 6.5 hours a day. Totally. That's fine.
Right.
Don't bitch about how bad the kids are.
No, don't bitch about how bad the kids are, and also don't bitch about so many people are like, we have to do like remote learning and it's so fucking hard and blah blah blah, and I'm like, and they're like, oh, my job is different than this year than it's ever been, and I'm like, as opposed to what other job? Right. Truly.
They think every job is like you're juggling every day. Everything's a different thing. No, yeah. Listen, babe, we're used to it. Welcome to the party.
Exactly. Welcome to like, I don't know, using a little bit of innovation and like getting around problem solving. Ever heard of it?
Right. The whole reason when you go into a job interview, when you're not a teacher, they go, how do you think outside the box?
Exactly.
Teachers are like, no, I'm very much took this job to think in the box.
Oh, yeah. I have my curriculum and I don't change it for 25 years.
No. Also, a big thing, they're like, I have to lesson plan after work. Do you have to work after hours? Yeah.
Yeah, because I work until 6.
That's a job, babe.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you have to do is work after hours.
Unless you can get it done within the hours that you're allotted. If you have like a free period and you can get to your fucking lesson plan that is the same every year. Am I wrong about that?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever. When you're reading Moby Dick, you're going to read Moby Dick next year. Like, just ask them the same fucking questions.
And also, it's not like well, now we're going to talk about English teachers specifically, which my sister is. But you're not like a new book didn't come out every year and you're chewing it's been the same books.
It's been the same
for
books.
60 years.
The Scarlet Letter is going to be around next year and you're going to read the Scarlet Letter again and that's it.
Right.
Like, I don't see what's so challenging about that. I mean, I'm probably going to get crucified for this, but like I feel like people have to feel similar to us. And they're just keeping their mouths shut. So like, you guys are heroes. Oh my God.
Listen, this is what I recommend if you disrespect teachers like us. You buy 2 mics and and recording software, and you upload it to the internet because it only costs $400.
Yeah, and it's only going to get you so much positive feedback. People are going to be like, wow, you seem like really nice, empathetic people.
I want to say this, we're heroes.
We are the heroes. We're the ones speaking out on things that no one else is like dares to speak out on because they're afraid of the backlash, and that is heroic.
Right. Some people would compare us to Martin Luther King. He spoke out and received backlash.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm basically Marsha B. Johnson. I started.
Who's Marsha B. Johnson?
Oh, you don't know this woman? She was the transgendered woman who started Stonewall. She threw the first stone. Is how
a transgender started Stonewall?
Yeah, look it up.
Wow. I mean, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I watched a documentary on her. It was really good. I forget the name of it though, so that's not helpful. But
well, you know the ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
Threw the fucking stone.
Yeah.
Did she throw a stone at Stonewall? Is that why it's called Stonewall?
I don't know. Well, she did it at a cop car because they were like fucking with all the LGBTQIA, whatever the
other letters.
Blah, 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 blah.
Interesting. Trans started the whole movement. Gays got most of the benefit for the trans person that did the movement.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
I don't know if I could touch that on stage.
No, I don't think so.
If you're gay or trans, call in. Let me know if I can have it. Let me know if I can have it. Yeah. Also, last thing I have on teachers, I went to a teachers college also, which is why most of the people listening to this are
teachers.
And my buddy was like, you have no idea how many books I have to read to come up with my curriculum. And I was like, do you not know information's in books?
Yeah. Wait, I'm confused. Why would he have to read so many books?
What is like a Moby Dick, like,
okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like actual
Yeah.
novels.
And it's like, okay, you get to read a bunch of like, I don't know, like sort of fun novels. You're not reading like a horribly boring like dictionary. You're reading like something that has a story and a plot and like meaning to it. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And can't you just read it once and then there you go? Why do you have to do a refresher on Moby Dick every year?
Exactly. You know the end. There's a movie about it. Just watch the movie.
Your students are doing that. Just do that too. You know.
Is there a Moby Dick movie?
Probably.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, I feel like this is what's funny. So I thought about this because my friend Alexa, I wasn't very good at cheating during school. Like, I was actually kind of a goody two-shoes about that because I was really nervous about getting caught cheating because I know, like, my parents would be super...
You were worried about the wrath of your parents.
I was really, really
not
worried
the ethical
Yeah. Oh,
mindset.
yeah. No,
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't opposed to it. But my friend Alexa was such a good cheater. She would come up with these, like, brilliant, like, schemes to cheat. Like, everything was, like, really smart and whatever. And now she's really successful. And I think she's one of my smartest friends. But she never got her grades because she, like, actually learned anything. But I think it's a different skill set that's way more applicable to the real world. Like, if I catch my kids cheating, I'm going to be like, good for you.
In a good way.
In a good way.
Well, yeah, I guess if it's good.
You know, but it's
caught.
like, why would you do more work than you have to? She's just like skirting the system. And now she still does that. Like, she works like 2 days a week, but her office thinks she's in there 5 days a week. Like, thinks she's working 5 days a week, but she just like gets it done and does all these like shortcuts. She's like very smart in like time management skills.
You're describing a trash bag, is what you're describing. You're describing. She gets paid in full, but only works like a quarter of the time.
She's great. She's great. Also, like, I feel like she's like my friend who's like Jerry Seinfeld, where like everything works out for her no matter what. Like, she'll do something horrible, but like the universe will reward her for it.
Right.
You know.
So who would you be in this situation?
I don't know. I mean, I always say that I would be Elaine. I think I'd be Elaine, actually. Not just because she's the woman in it, but because I don't know. I feel like I'm always in these like situations that I could get out of it by telling someone the truth, and instead I like go all these like different weird back ways of getting out of something that I could just be like, I don't want to do this.
Right. You're very unconfrontational.
So unconfrontational.
Your thoughts are very confrontational.
Yeah.
Your actions are very unconfrontational.
Oh, yeah. There are a lot of people that I don't care for that think we're very close. I bet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because people are like, oh, Mae, she's so nice. And I'm like, no, oh, man, it's torture being around you. But
that's the problem. You engage. You engage
a
lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. But I mean, I don't genuinely not like many people. Like, speaking about the comedy scene but like, I don't know, like coworkers I've had and stuff, I'm like, I literally hate you and you have no idea. Like, you would ask me for drinks after work and I'm like, I fucking hate you and you can't tell, which is like a skill set, I guess.
Which is a skill set.
Yeah.
So like mask, well, I kind of sound like a sociopath right now. To mask your emotions is a skill set.
I might have just outed myself as a sociopath.
We've been talking for 55 minutes here. I mean,
we know that.
We know that by now. Are you, because my usual co-host, Taylor.
Yeah.
He loves coworkers.
Okay.
I think that's a mental illness.
I have loved some coworkers before.
Really?
Yeah. I've had some jobs that have been really, really fun to like hang out with them afterwards, but that was like my fattest, most alcoholic days. So I'm glad I don't work at a company like that anymore.
Are you saying there's a direct correlation between friendship and obesity?
There is. Because then next thing you know, you're having like, you know, after work drinks like Monday through fucking Friday. And then next thing you know, you've drank like 7 bottles of wine in 1 week. And that's a lot of calories in those bottles of wine. And then you're getting chicken fingers. Then next thing you know, you're not going to the gym. You're fat as fuck. But you have a lot of friends at work and you laugh a lot.
I can't argue with any of that.
Yeah.
But then it comes to, so I guess, because I've been recently trying to get into this psychology of the coworker.
Yeah.
Because I hate every coworker I've ever had.
Really?
No.
You've worked in dry industries, though.
I have worked in dry industries. That I will agree with that. They were losers.
Yeah.
There was one guy I texted about the challenge with him. You don't watch the challenge, do you?
No. Is that how Theo Vaughn got famous, though?
Yes, he was
Okay.
a real world road rules guy.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we talked about the challenge. I like him. Trash bag from Long Island
Great.
also.
Yeah. Cut from the same cloth.
Cut from the same cloth, but I'm not getting a drink with you.
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, I don't know.
But yet in comedy, I like hanging out with comics, and I think I would say we're colleagues.
Yeah, I would say so too. And I think, well, comics are a different breed where we all kind of think sort of similarly-ish, and so it's refreshing to hang out with comics. I really like hanging out with comics.
That's a good word, refreshed.
Yeah.
Refreshing. It is.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
agree with
really
that.
refreshing because like you think all these things and you're like, am I the only person who's noticing this? And then I'll hang out with you and I'm like, oh, thank God. You're saying teachers suck too. I'm not crazy.
Right. We're the same people.
Yeah, I think we actually talked about this at my gathering I had the other day at my house.
Do we talk about teachers?
I think we talked about teachers, and I realized that someone there was dating a teacher, and we were just like, they're the worst. And we were going
Who's
on
dating
and on.
a teacher?
Doug Key, dating a teacher.
Wow.
Oh, well. Sorry, Doug Key.
He's dating a teacher.
Yeah.
Cute kid.
Oh, man. Is he
Got
hot.
a body on him.
Oh, yeah. He's got those veins in his arms. That's a good look, by the way, men out there. Women like veins in the arms.
Well, some girls don't like a muscular guy, which to me, then again, as a heterosexual, I don't know what women are looking for physically in a man.
I guess it's just like confidence.
That I can understand.
If you don't have like veins in your arms and shit, but you're confident and you're like command the room, people still think that's hot. So you guys have a leg up in comedy because you're literally commanding the room when you're on stage. So every girl is, in a puddle. But like for me, I've actually never been hit on by a comedian or an audience member ever.
Never an audience member.
No.
Really? That I'm surprised about.
I thought that I was like, okay, maybe it's because I mentioned my boyfriend in my bits, but I'm like, that's just an excuse. I mean, that's never stopped people before.
It's never stopped people before. Ever. People have said they've had husbands and wives and it hasn't stopped people before.
Honestly, I guess my comedy just like turns people off. People hate my comedy.
It's that you're telling people cops are poor while wearing a cheetah print.
Okay, that was one bit. I never got it to work.
I
and
loved
where
it.
is the lie? Where's the lie? Cops are poor.
I think it's a great bit.
Are cops more poor than teachers? Do they get paid less? Than teachers?
Yes, and that's another reason why
wow.
I dislike teachers.
Oh, God.
It's because I think cops deserve more pay while teachers. Let's compensate here.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I don't understand, like, who in their fucking right mind would become a cop in 2020?
Fantastic question.
Oh,
it's
like, yes.
tough.
Really tough.
I know a couple kids that did it. Real working class Irish fucking trash
really?
bags. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I could see if you're already a cop and you're like, okay, like, like, sometimes they hate us, sometimes they love us, like, this will pass, like, it's, the path I chose, this is what I have an education in. But if like to get into it this year and be like, I'm gonna become a police woman or whatever, that would be insane.
Unless, and I still don't know why you would do it, but if you're like, my father was a policeman, his father was a policeman, his father was a policeman, then it's like you just got dealt a bad hand.
Yeah,
because there are families that are like, you have to become a cop.
Kind of like military families.
Very similar.
Yeah,
very similar to that.
Oh man, I do not envy that. Just getting like yelled at all the time.
No,
that'd be horrible.
Not at all. I do remember there was a show we did, and you told the cop joke, which in my opinion, fantastic jokes.
Thank you.
And I was standing next to your boyfriend, and I was like, "That's a good joke," and he's like, "I don't know if I would say it if I was her."
Oh really?
And I was like, "I think it's good." He's like, "Yeah." And the thing is, we were in like a vegan restaurant.
Yes.
So I was like, I thought it was gonna go over better.
Yeah,
here.
It really didn't. You know what? Actually, I think that maybe I should say that like my dad's a cop. Maybe that would help.
Yeah, but what happens if you come up with a joke where your dad's an engineer, if you even know what he is, and then it all falls apart on you?
I don't know. I'm not married to that anyway because I feel like it's just too hot button of an issue, cops right now. So I don't want to bum people out at the show.
Good thing we won't be doing it for another 6 months to a year.
Yeah, right.
So hopefully things cool down.
Maybe things will cool down. I'll bring back my cops poor joke. It's worth it.
We're at 15.
People are like, what are you looking forward to when coronavirus is over? And I'm like telling my people that cops are poor on stage publicly.
You're doing all this marching and all this protesting, and they're like, why are you doing all this? And you're like, I have a bit that's killer.
They're
but
poor.
I need cops to be in a good light.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So we'll end it on this. We'll bring it back to the beginning.
Okay.
Kind of the beginning. Bachelorette.
Yes.
Who is getting the final rose?
So wait, so it's the Ivan and the heroin specialist.
So we have Ivan, we have heroin, which after I said heroin, I think it might have been painkillers, and I'll be honest, I don't know the difference.
They're the same.
They're the same.
Painkillers leads to heroin, doesn't it?
Oh.
According to a bunch of like documentaries I watched.
According to people in your neighborhood.
Yeah. Pretty much my friends back home.
I know metal spoons leads to heroin, but that's a separate issue. I don't know what I think. I'll take your word for it. Call us in.
Okay.
And then.
Big
Scoop McGee.
Okay.
Ben is back.
I think she should go with Ivan. That's who I think that she should go with.
Really?
He seems like a regular person. He seems like a nice person.
Okay. With his brother?
And his brother was kind of weird.
That was funny.
That's true. But the rest of his family, like his mom and his dad, I liked that they were skeptical. They were like, this is ridiculous, don't you fucking think?
Yeah.
And I liked that about them. And then the other families like acted like everything was like completely, like this was like a reasonable way to meet somebody. So I liked Ivan's family. His brother was a little wild, but whatever.
Right.
I think that she should go with Ivan, but I think heroin specialist, I think he might win. I think she likes him.
Yes, I think she's physically more into him.
Yeah.
And then I think that led to deeper emotions.
He is hot, but he does have some like meth face looking ways about him. Like he's a little twitchy.
He's very twitchy, which is how you could tell he's an addict. He can't stop.
Yeah, he's doing a
moving
lot of
his
that
neck.
and like a lot of like, I don't know. Yeah, he looks like, it's not shocking to me that he's a heroin specialist.
He looks like a guy who was court ordered to coach a Little League team, then fell in love with coaching Little League.
Yeah. And then there was like a movie about it or whatever. Like,
Right. It's fucking Mighty. We essentially just said Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
We just gave the storyline for Mighty Ducks.
Oh my God. Speaking of which, have you ever seen the goalie from Mighty Ducks, recent pictures of him?
He looks good.
Yeah, he looks good. He just got clean.
Yeah.
But remember when he was like,
he looked like most open micers.
Yeah. He looked bad.
Looked bad. Well, when you got that Mighty Ducks money. You think he
Yeah.
had Mighty Ducks money?
I mean, sure.
Maybe a little bit.
Probably at least enough to like live, enough to support his meth habit for sure.
100. Well, he was in Fat Camp. Fat Camp? What was that
something
movie?
like that. That was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
What's the name? I'm blanking out.
I think it might have been Fat Camp.
It might have been Fat Camp.
Which is a movie that would never be made in 2020. Like a movie called Fat Camp.
No,
Do fat camps still exist, or do people look at them like conversion camps now?
I would have to say that's such a good question.
Yeah.
I would say they exist, but they're not called fat. They're like
healthy living camps or like
something
wellness
like
camps or something like that.
That's probably what they're called. Wellness camps. That's a good call.
Damn.
What time?
All right.
I'm in it now. I do an hour. We
Okay.
go hot for an hour, and then we cut it.
That sounds good.
Leave it for next time.
Okay.
May, where can the people find you?
The people can find me on Instagram at Mae _Planert Planert, and then Twitter at Planert May. I don't know why somebody has Mae Planert. It's probably me, and I just forgot the password.
Well, it is.
But yeah, that's where you can find me on Twitter. I fucking hate Twitter, and I think I'm gonna quit it.
Yep.
Because it makes me sad, and I don't like to scroll on it. But you can catch a tweet once every 3 months on there. And yeah, those are my two places. And I have a YouTube channel, which is Mae Planert Comedy, but there's nothing on it, so I don't know why you would look at it. Maybe I'll put some things on it. Go ahead and subscribe. I'll put some things on it.
Subscribe and anticipate the content. You do have the cooking stuff, the queefs.
Oh yeah, I have the cooking show on Instagram. But I think I should put those on YouTube to have them all in one place.
100%
Yeah,
you should.
I'll do that. So yeah, go there to find those. And then I'm starting 2 fucking podcasts because I'm not annoying enough. I have to be double annoying.
Double, triple cooking.
Yeah. So I'm doing Risque Business, which is a podcast about business scandals with my friend Laura Sogar. And then another one called We Were Had, which is about unsolved mysteries with friends of the pod, Ben Kirschenbaum, Max Spinelli. So catch those out. They're both coming out. Actually, Risque Business just launched today, which is December 22nd.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. And then January 7th is when We Were Had is going to come out. It's a really fun first episode.
That's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a really good one.
It's going to be fun.
I'm excited.
Watch her. Go on her channel. She made a fucking stroganoff, right? You made a stroganoff?
I made a stroganoff at one point, yeah.
All right.
All right. Don't hate me. Bye.
Bye.